My juvie one was sorry, and I thought my juvie one was bad. God, I got lucky with those. Thank you for being in there with me. Oh.
So we actually didn't get plumbing here until 1914. Before then, you were given a bucket, and each morning it would be dumped out to those gutters behind the benches. So if you think it stinks in here now, it is still a lot worse.
I bet.
It is also a bit cooler in here if you haven't noticed. As an original source of heating, you had a potbelly stove on that end over there. It wasn't very effective for a room this size, so we did switch to these steam pipes. If you're lucky in the wintertime, it's around 50 degrees in here. These cells are also painted different colors. If you were an inmate, you could go to the commissary and buy paint. The only requirement was that you painted your cell a solid color. If you look on the left-hand wall in this cell, a Native American man actually painted a self-portrait of himself.
Oh, right over there.
This was considered vandalism, so he was taken to the punishment pool for this.
Really? Wow.
I'm guessing racism did play a part in that.
Yeah. Obviously not. This is awesome.
Anybody else want to look inside the cell?
There's a self-portrait in this one. Okay.
Okay. In 1930, we had some overcrowding issues, so we did expand a block a bit. These cells from this black box down are all newer. Instead of being 5 by 7, they're now 8 by 10. But these cells were originally supposed to house 3 men at a time. Turns out the 2 bigger guys would pick on the little guy, so these were given to trustee inmates instead.
That is a lot bigger.
Oh.
Watch out for the bulkies.
Watch out for the wall. Look out. There is a child there.
Yes, there is.
This is the library. This was one of the most preferred rooms because it does have original carpeting, and there are more sources of heating on that back wall, so it's a bit nicer in here. If you were an inmate, you could come check out a book. You could either take it back to your cell or read it right over here. If you were in maximum security, you could actually order a book and it would be brought to you. Up on the second tier is where our law section used to be. It was actually more complete than the University of Wyoming's. I'm guessing the guards want the inmates to learn about the law a bit. This room also is a bit more creative or tacky. An inmate was hired to paint this room. He was kind enough to leave us his initials and uniform number over here. He also left us a little joke. On this wall, you'll notice there are smiley faces that slowly turn to sad faces. This is because you're leaving the best room in prison and entering the worst.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We will find where we were at.
You guys don't have to hug the wall so you can come out. Is this everybody? Do we have more? Okay. This is the shower room. Back there are only 10 shower heads, although there would be 30 to 40 men in here at a time. So obviously this is where the most fights broke out. There There would be a guard at this door and a guard at that door over there. So if you had a problem with somebody, you just work your way to the middle, do your business, and move on with life. By the time the guards did get to you, they couldn't do anything to stop you anymore. And they also were not armed in here. They could be easily taken over. So we actually didn't get hot water in here until 1978, 3 years before we closed. So you come here, take a cold shower, and then return to your cold cell block. Showers were also optional until there was a complaint about you. You'd then be taken outside, no matter what season it was, stripped and sprayed with a high-power hose.
God.
In this window over here, there would be a trustee inmate. He would give you your soap, your towel, and your fresh clothes. You might want to stay on his good side. He was known to slip a razor into your soap. Up these stairs is the rec room. This was added in 1975. It was also closed down that very same year. In 1975, 2 trustee inmates asked to go up there. Obviously, they were allowed to, but before they did, they snuck into the barber shop and stole some hair tonic. They took it up there and actually got drunk off of it. A guard named Orville Wetling went up there to check on them. Obviously, they didn't like that very much because they did stab him 14 times with moving knives and with pool sticks and pushed him down the stairs. After that, the warden actually welded this door shut. It was not opened again until the movie company came. They went up there and saw that it wasn't that interesting, so they put this nice little padlock on it.
Sorry, we're checking out. Go. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Is this like the hole? What? Is this like the hole or something? Or?
Nope, actually it's not.
Those cells look a little bigger.
Welcome to the dark side of A block. It's the exact same as the other side, except it is dark. The windows do stop over there. I'll be right back. Okay, turn off the light. Can you guys see me? No. I can see just 5 from here, so the inmates would use this to their advantage. The light bulbs in A block are exposed, so they can unscrew their light bulb, move to the back of their cell, and get away with pretty much anything, and the guards would not know. They would also paint these cells darker colors. This one right here is a dark red. Turns out that the better behaved inmates would be put in here to avoid grabbing at the guards and things like that. Believe it or not, we actually didn't get electricity until 1959. So before then, you were given 30 days worth of oil for your lamp. If you ran out of your oil before your time was up and you were in these cells, you were pretty much sitting in the dark. So we're just going to head through this doorway. This is B block. This was added in 1950.
Yeah. Not entirely. No, thank you. Ooh, someone had a pink table.
There are 124 cells in A block. The first floor you see used to be solitary confinement. This is where you go if you got in trouble. You can be in here for up to 1 week. The only daylight you saw was 3 times when you're fed through here. And you were only fed bread and water. Does anybody want to go in there and see what it's like? I can shut the door on you.
Let's go.
Anybody
I have
else?
to turn on your flashlight. I want to be able to see.
Okay. Let's do this first.
That's the only light you saw 3 times a day.
Oh gosh.
Oh my freaking A! You
This
wow.
is going to be pretty loud when I close it. Because this was added in 1950, it does have better formula. The beds now from the floor to the ceiling, and we also have hot water in A block. So it was kind of a vacation for B block, I guess. Turns out the inmates would get in trouble on purpose just to come here. Once the warden found out he was not really having it, so he changed all 4 of these cells. This one is laundry. This This next one is storage, and these two are overflow showers. Because these were overflow and had hot water, they were rarely ever used. I don't believe so. It's all controlled back over there. I think they have a lockbox. Can any of you guess what the white dots on the walls are from? That's toothpaste. That's how they hang their pictures. Obviously, this guy did have a lot of them. This particular toothpaste is known as McLean's. If you did brush your teeth with it, it would strip your enamel right off, so they found better uses for it. We also tried to fix the light bulb issue in B block. It's now located at the back wall of the cell, covered by a little glass window. As you guys know, glass chips easily and can make weapons, and their toilets and sinks are made of porcelain, which chips easily and can make weapons. I'd like you to look up at the very top tier with the red hand railing. That's our fish tank. That's where a fish would be kept to ease them into prison life. When a fish did come to prison, all of the inmates would stand at the very front of their cells and chant fish over and over again as a sort of intimidation. So being up there was safer and a bit less stressful for them. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, when you go through this doorway, please watch your step. It is raised a bit, and if you fall, I can't carry you. I'm very wimpy.
Oh, trust me. Judy does things. Bye, solitary. Oh, trust me. There's something called suicide watch. Oh my. That's right. They're trying to. I can't see. That's right.
We were a working prison. That means the inmates did have 8-hour jobs. Being in the kitchen was one of the most preferred jobs because it is much warmer. Also, because the inmates had to be nice to you, you decided how much food they got each day. At the end of every workday, each worker would count each spoon, mug, and tray. If they were even one short, the entire kitchen would be put on lockdown until it was found. Because these trays are quite heavy, they could be used as a weapon. If you want to just pass this around. Will the last person please put the tray on the corner over here?
Oh, dang. That is... Wow. Let's hope they didn't shove anyone into a pot full of beans in there.
Right?
Because I've heard that happening. Well, not just that, they actually cook you in a thing full of beans.
Up until 1950, the inmates actually ate at wood tables outside of their cells. In 1950, we built a cafeteria and moved all wood furniture in here. 5 years later, the inmates did riot a bit. They wanted better food quality, and I guess they did not get it fast enough, because they stacked all the wooden furniture on that wall over there and set it on fire in an attempt to burn down the prison. Obviously, that didn't work out so well for them. It just made the warden very, very angry. So he installed these nice steel tables that are bolted to the floor, along with that guard's cage back there, where he was armed with a Thompson machine gun. This did also come with strict rules. Basically, you had to sit forward, eat your food, and you could not talk. If you disobeyed these rules, he had the right to shoot you, although there are no accounts of that actually happening.
Of course not.
This man right here is named Arthur Orcott, also known as Art. He came to us with only one arm due to a past factory incident. Being that he only had one arm, he couldn't really work in the factories anymore. So the warden talked to him and found out he was very talented and creative. He actually asked him to paint the cafeteria. He did leave us with 2 optical illusions. As you follow me this way, please keep your eyes on the big orange sheep. Their heads should follow you no matter where you go in here. This was a friendly reminder to his fellow inmates that no matter where you are in prison, you're always being watched.
Yeah. Yeah, that is creepy enough. see.
So the next optical illusion is this painting on the railroad tracks. You'll notice no matter how far this way you go, you will never actually cross over the tracks. This was a sort of encouragement to his fellow inmates that no matter how far left you go, you will always end up on the right side of the tracks. Although I don't really believe him, he was in here 2 different times. Feel free to take a seat. I just have a few little stories to tell you.
Back here again.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's screw showing out right there in the end. You okay? Oh.
Okay, if you guys would like to take a seat, feel free. I'm going to be standing right over here. If you want to stand up here with me, go ahead. In this cell right here, there's a man named Richard Abbott, also known as Abbott the Rabbit. He was given this nickname because he was a great escape artist. One day, he took a piece of wool from his blanket and covered it with clean toothpaste. After it had dried, he saw right through his Johnson bar. He got out of his cell, went to the commissary, and stole goods. He then brought these goods back, sold them to his fellow inmates at a reduced price. He hid this by filing down a bar of soap, covering it in black shoe polish, and each night when the Johnson bar was locked, he stuck up their toothpaste. The warden didn't find out until they did a random cell search and found money under his mattress. I'm guessing for comfort, because why else? He actually welded his Johnson bar back together. I guess they kept a close watch on him. That's all I have for Richard Abbott. My next story isn't as happy about the thing. There was an older woman named Miss Higgins who had a grandson here. Each time she would come see him, she'd visit at least 6 other inmates. Also, once a week, she would come bring them big goods, so she was very loved inside and outside of this prison. One 1912, a man named Franklin Paul was released on parole. The only person he knew in Rawlins was Miss Higgins, who went to her house and actually brutally assaulted her. He was then taken to the county jail. We didn't have lynch mobs back then, so we figured the safest place for him was back here. In less than 6 hours, all the inmates knew where he was and what he had done. So one morning before breakfast, the guards unlocked the Johnson bar. The inmates got out, overtook the guards, threw them in their cells, locked the Johnson bar. They got Frank and took him up to the very top tier and put a noose around his neck. If you're on the top floor and have a noose around your neck, you obviously know what's going to happen. So he said, wait, can I say a prayer? He said, yeah, sure, but be quick, you can sit on the way down, and they pushed him. He didn't catch himself on that 3rd tier, so they went down, collected him, brought him back up to the very top, and pushed him again. This time it was successful, and prison kind of restored order after. The inmates went back to their cells, let the guards out, ate their breakfast, moved on with their lives. Nobody was actually charged with this offense because most of ALOC had something to do with it, and it's one less mouth to feed. But moral of the story, don't mess with a man and his cookies. So now we're going to head on outside. I'll meet you out there in a second. I just have to lock the Johnson bar.
Oh, cold. Cold, cold. Yeah, this one's almost twice the length of the other video I had. That's because I had to stop and get that picture of us. Hope you don't mind.
That's fine. I appreciate that, because that's fun.
I have to have my video.
So out here we're going to be doing a bit of walking and talking. This building right here is the laundry room. To the left is the cafeteria where we just were. Up above it is the auditorium. This is where the inmates could see some movies, watch some plays. At that time, this was the only movie theater in Rawlins. So if you were a British civilian, go up there and watch movies with Inmate. There's large doors to the right. That's our sally port. That's how goods are brought in and taken out of here from the factory. Back behind me is where the factories were. We had 4 of them, each at different times. Our very first was a broom factory. It was burnt down in a riot in 1912 because nobody likes making brooms.
Very valid reason.
Our next was a t-shirt factory. We actually had a famous train robber named Bill Carlisle working here. One night he was late to dinner. The guards didn't think much of it because he was that kind of worker. Turns out that he packed himself into a t-shirt box and was shipped out. He attempted to rob another train, but during that process he was shot. They then brought him back here to be taken care of in our infirmary. He ended up falling in love with his nurse. He served out the rest of his sentence. Him and his nurse actually got married and started a little hotel in Jackson. This factory is then no longer in use because laws were passed that inmate-made goods could not be shipped across state lines anymore, so it wasn't very helpful. Our third factory was a wool factory, and we actually made blankets for the Army. They were of such high quality, we earned the Navy E of Excellence for them. Our final factory was the license plate factory, and that's actually still ongoing at the other prison 3 miles south of here. They did end up tearing down these buildings, but quickly learned it was more costly to tear them down than it was to build them. So they left this place abandoned until it became a historical site. These walls you see around us weren't originally here. Originally we had a little stockade. If you're not sure what that is, it's basically a big wooden fence. In a matter of 2 days, 28 inmates escaped from here. They were brought back, and as punishment, they were forced to tear down the stockade and build us these nice walls. In most places, these walls are 20 feet high, 3 feet in the ground, and 2 feet wide.
You are awesome at doing that. I get very, very nervous. That? I can't walk backwards. It makes me nervous.
Well, you don't want me talking to you looking away from you.
Oh yeah, but still, that's.
You guys want to go on in there?
Ooh, I know what this.
Oh, I smell the sage.
I know, right?
This is the exercise yard. This is where the inmates could be for 1 hour of their day. During that time, they could play horseshoes to the left, basketball to the right, or baseball, which takes up the majority of the field. We did have a pretty great baseball team here. They were actually undefeated from 1901 to 1912, when their catcher was then executed. They ended up going on a 9-game losing streak after, and broke up because it's not a big ego booster. Obviously, there were no away games for our guys, but college teams passing through would come play them. The large hole in the back corner over there, that's from the movie company. Our sally port was not good enough for them, so they decided to make their own. That's how they got their trucks and equipment in and out of here. Back behind us, there are diagonal bars. You'll notice that on the backs of all of them, there are metal spikes. This was because the warden was tired of inmates trying to escape this way, so he put those there. After a while, the workers in the infirmary didn't want to fix people's holes in their hands anymore, so they asked the warden to paint those nice yellow lines. If you crossed these lines one time, you were given a warning shot. If you crossed them again or stayed over the line, you could be shot. And people did actually die that way. Everybody see the spikes? Some people are very mad about that sometimes. If you look at that far one over there, it's easy to see. If you guys are finished looking around in here, I'll meet you by those big white double doors down over there.
Crazy people. That is a short door. White double doors. I'm following you on this one. We're at almost at a half hour with this thing.
Oh well.
Well, that's not including the 10 and the other one, so actually we're over half an hour.
If we want, I can edit out some of the walking. Or not walking, but like when we're all stopped and like all
No.
the other people coming in.
No, actually I want all that in.
We're waiting, I should say.
Yeah. I think it's kind of funny because we have some of our own commentary in it, so
That's true.
that's usually why I'm like, yeah, no.
Cracker slapper.
Should request.
So this should look pretty familiar when I This is the bottom of the gallows. None of this is original. It was torn down and turned into storage, but it is based off of the original picture right there. If you'd like me to explain it again in a bigger picture, I can do that. If not, feel free to ask questions, look around. Anybody else want a closer look? Okay, is everybody good?
I can't help it. It's
Curiosity killed the cat.
actually curiosity killed most men who went in there.
Wonder what'll happen if I kill this guy while I'm in
Alright, so
prison.
now we're going this way. Please watch your step.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
Hi. How are you today?
Great.
Spaz much?
Everyone.
Don't mind her, she's a little on the weird side.
If you haven't guessed already, this is the death house. Downstairs is the infirmary. Upstairs is death row, the gallows, and the gas chamber. We had around 200 deaths here, 14 were executions, only 4 were guards. It was said that if you went up these stairs, you wouldn't come back down alive. To ensure you do, please use our handrails.
Which, oh, this way.
It's a creepy ceiling hole.
Oh my gosh.
This right here is death row. There are 6 cells, 3 on each side. The longest time any man we don't know where the rest is. But right here is pretty safe, so we stay in this general area. We're going to go to the top of the gallows. Feel free to stand on the platform. It is cemented over. I doubt you'll fall through.
You wanna get? I'm gonna get a video of you standing over it, then come release me. Weirdo.
The only original piece in this room is that hook right there. That's where your noose would be hung. On this wall are all of the guys who were executed here. You'll notice right up here it says Tom Horn. He was not executed here, he was executed in Cheyenne, but he is part of the traveling gallows, so we do include him. Joseph Sang, he was the catcher for the baseball team. From Joseph Sang until Talton Taylor, they were all hung. If you take a close look at Talton Taylor's neck, he does have a little crook in it. He was said to be here to get that straightened out. From Paul Carroll until Andrew Pixley, they were all executed using the gas chamber. Andrew Pixley was the last in 1965. He was also the youngest. He was only 22 years old.
Oh crap.
This man right here is named Yi Gao. He weighed only around 110 pounds. So when they hung him the first time, he did not break his neck or strangle. So they brought him back up here, attached weights to his ankles, and hung him again. This window right here was installed by the warden as a last look into the outside world. It was kind of a joke because all executions happened after midnight, and you also had a black bag put over your head. Come on in. When I open this up, feel free to sit inside. If you'd like me to take a picture, just ask. I ask that your pictures are original and we're trying to preserve them for as long as we can. And just to forewarn